Hi, I'm Steve Bromley, a games user researcher. I've worked in the games industry for over a decade running playtests and helping teams integrate user research and playtesting into their game development process. In that time, I've been lucky enough to work on big titles such as Horizon Zero Dawn, SingStar, the Little Big Planet series, and many other popular console, PC, mobile, free-to-play, virtual reality, and other games. And I'm here today to talk about playtesting. Now, if you ask any game designer, they'll describe to you how important playtesting is to the game development process. Regularly exposing players to your ideas, your game, getting feedback on what's working and what's not working, where players are getting stuck, what they're failing to understand, and ultimately understanding that player experience is essential to releasing a successful game. It helps game designers make informed, sensible decisions, and also helps us discover problems early enough that we can do something about them. But there's a problem. Most game studios and publishers don't have the time or budget to employ games user researchers like myself to run reliable, unbiased user research playtests and studies. Instead, they often have to run those studies themselves, doing it as well as other responsibilities. And that can be very stressful, very hard to get right, and ultimately means that not enough playtesting happens, which is a waste of all that development time and effort and leads to unsuccessful games. I want to help with that. I've spent the last few years interviewing people who have to run playtests just as part of their job. That includes game designers, solo developers, UX designers, producers, QA managers, community teams, essentially people who just have to run a playtest, but they're not a full-time games user researcher. And in those interviews, I listened to what are the hard bits of running playtests, including how do I get the right group of playtesters together? How do I work out when I should run a playtest? How do I know if the build is in a good enough state, and what state does the build need to be in? What are the right methods? How do I write unbiased questions or unbiased surveys? How do I run a study that's moderated or unmoderated? How do I get the tech together so the playtest actually runs and I can get the game in front of people? And then on the other side, how do I make sense of that data? We'll have a whole bunch of feedback and thoughts and players' opinions. How do I cut through all the noise and work out what is the true state of my game? Now, games user researchers have the time and have put the training and background into solving those problems themselves. But most studios don't have a games user researcher. Most game developers who are running playtesting themselves don't have the time or the background to apply those games user research methods and get stuck on these problems. That's where the Playtest Kit comes in. My goal with the Playtest Kit is to make a complete step-by-step process for better and faster playtesting. It will get you through the playtest process with templates and guides to work out who your players are, finding the right kind of playtesters, working out where to recruit them and where to get hold of these playtesters, pick from a library of playtest methods what's the best one for you, and then execute on that playtest reliably. Whether you want to run a survey, watch people play your game, interview players, it has all the information you need to do a good job of that and get helpful data back from your playtest. It will help you with the logistics, such as avoiding leaks, working out how to record players' screen, working out how to get builds to players, and it will help you ask unbiased questions and design great studies, getting through all that raw data and working out what the true state of your game is. That means better games. It means finding out what bits of your game are fun and maximizing that. It means finding out where players will get stuck and solving those problems. It means solving the balance of your game so that players are progressing and don't churn or drop out. And ultimately, everything you need to release a successful game. Now, what does the Playtest Kit actually look like? It's built on some software called Notion. You might be familiar with Notion. It's like a personal Wikipedia page, and it's a collection of guides and templates, breaking down each part of running successful playtests, whether it's deciding when you should run a playtest, preparing your build, preparing the logistics of scheduling participants, sorting out a non-disclosure agreement, avoiding leaks. And for each of these steps, it has the guide of how to do it. It has every template you need to do it yourself, essentially saving you a bunch of time. Alongside every step of the research process, it has templates. Whether you want to run a survey at the end of a playtest, whether you want to screen your players to make sure they're the right kind of players, whether you just need a non-disclosure agreement or some instructions to give your players, or an advert to post to get players to take part in your playtest, all of these templates are there and ready to use. The reception to the Playtest Kit has been great. It's been used by game developers at over 100 studios. They've given great feedback and testimonials saying how it's been really helpful for their research process. It's helping teams save time, get better results from their playtests, and ultimately makes more playtests possible. Now, I love talking about user research and playtesting. If you ever have any questions about either the Playtest Kit or games user research more generally, do get in touch. My website, gamesuserresearch.com, has a lot of guides on how to run playtests. And there's a contact link so you can get in touch with me if you have any questions. And whether you do want to have a call about Playtest Kit or just talk about playtesting in general, I'm really happy to share my experience, what I've learned, and how to fix some of the problems that you're having with playtesting. Thank you for listening today. I recognise, as do you, that games user research and playtesting is an essential part of game development. Games take many years to make, and it's heartbreaking when you hit the end of that process and release an underwhelming experience. By finding these problems early throughout development, it gives us more opportunity to fix them, more chances to pivot, and ultimately leads to releasing a more successful game. Thank you for your time and happy playtesting.